You want to test something, if you want to understand how our lives are all very validated. Say, how powerful is the face of Shaykh Nazim? And people say, oh, it's very powerful. Yes. Put the face of Shaykh Nazim where you open the door of your home, put it right behind you. Everyone you open the door to is going to complain about his face. Why do you have that face there? That's his power. Because the devil attached to you doesn't like to see his face. If I put anyone else's face, you say, oh, it's a nice photo. Because you and your devil like that photo. But his face, Sultan al-Awliya's face, is very powerful. So people whom have many things attached to them, they're not comfortable, because that thing that attached to them goes after that. Says, why, oh, don't look there, don't look there, don't open, don't go to that house. So that's the power of these awliya, and that's their reality. So now you have a little button in your house that's very valuable according to the shaykh, and it's a life of service. And it interferes with nobody except the direct family, because you're not around. But you'll have every relative talk about that button. Mom will talk about it, dad will talk about it, cousin will talk about it. Everybody wants to talk about your service now. But if you were a lawyer at a law firm saying, I want to be a partner at this firm, nobody will see you for 10 years, putting in 150 hours a week. If you're a doctor doing a residency, trying to come out as a medical degree, how many years? 10 years you'll be serving in hospitals and residencies, and you come out bold before you have your ability to make your practice. Everybody puts in 10, 15 years into their services, to their careers, to everything. Why would you then be anything different in your way towards Allah? That you want to live a life of service, you want to do khidmat, you feed your family, you do everything else, and alhamdulillah. And every test is going to come that, yeah, everybody could have made a lot of money had they gone for dunya. But that's not the secret, is if I run for dunya and I lose my akhirah. And at some point they understand that if they run towards Allah something will flip. Once they reach the level of faith, that once they run for Allah and every test has come for them and every test has passed over their head, then what happens? Allah will flip their scale, where their dunya and akhirah is the same. That anything they do in Allah's way becomes blessed, but they have to pass their testing, pass their realities. Because the first level is the ship sinks and they feel, oh, I'm not going to be able to make what I had to make, I'm not be able to do this or to do that. Yeah, that's what shaitan wants you to fear. Just like Ramadan, and your fear is going to be hunger. But as soon as Ramadan begins and you're in the process of fasting, you're not actually hungry, and the hunger vanishes and the barakah and the blessings begin to dress. So this is always the way, that as soon as you go out and live a life of service, everybody going to complain, oh, you could have been like that, or say, yeah, so I should have worked at Starbucks and done that all my life and you would have all been happy. No, they wouldn't have been happy. And if you were in a law firm or in a medical practice, they wouldn't be happy, because they would say you're never home and you're always on call. So people generally, and that's why Allah describes, are fitna. You learn to keep your faith, do your practices and not really listen. Take care of everyone. When they're yelling and screaming at you, your muraqabah powers kick in, where you just smile and connect to the Divinely Present. Ufabda amri in Allah, in Allahu basirun bil ibad. For verily Allah sees my conditions. The world is yelling and I'm with my Lord, because they don't understand my practice. And this is, everyone has done this. I sit in the living room of my father and he didn't like anything. That you have to do like this, you should have been like this, you could have been like this, you should have been in our place. I was working with him. So by the time I went to tariqah, I was very upset with tariqah. And he said, why don't we just make our own tariqah if you want to follow tariqah? It doesn't work that way. Yeah. Yeah, so my mom didn't like, nobody liked it. So that's the way, inshallah.